I literally just predicted the next Minecraft drop. Oh my god, I am so proud of myself right now. Okay, so this all started like a week ago when I streamed, and one of the things we talked about was which mob needs an update the most. I made a short and it actually dropped this morning, so let's just take a look. What do you guys think is the next mob that needs an improvement? For me, I think I would say the rabbits. I think the rabbits look awful. And it's a shame, because rabbits are like my favorite animal in real life, or bunnies are. Rabbits aren't too bad. That's crazy to me. They're so ugly. Can we look at a Minecraft rabbit? Okay, look at this. This is adorable. This would be so much better, and it looks like actual modern day Minecraft mobs. This is, I don't think you guys like remember how bad it actually is. So yeah, I made that short. I posted it this morning at 7 a.m. and literally at the exact same time as I posted my short at 7 a.m., this article went up with Minecraft 26.1 Snapshot 2, and lo and behold, they changed the rabbits. They basically overhauled the way that rabbits look for both babies and adults, but while they were at it, they made a bunch of new models for all of the babies in the game. So we've got updated models and textures for cows, sheeps, pigs, cats, ocelots, mushrooms, wolves, chickens, and then obviously the rabbit as well. And on top of that, they even made name tags craftable for the first time ever in the game, which is absolutely insane. So since I was like a prophet and somehow predicted the rabbit update, I want to try to predict all the rest of the features coming to this next game drop. Now they did release this video of Agnes checking out the game drop, and it's super cute. There's this really good before and after here, so you can see that before, the baby mobs were just small versions with a big head, but now they have totally unique models and the eyes are just one dot. I think they're super cute, honestly. My favorite has to be these baby chickens. They're just little squares. They're so silly. But then, yeah, I really just want to look at the rabbits real quick. I think they're, yeah, right here. Oh, it's so much better. Their animations look so good. You can see their legs kind of like are splooted out now instead of being like straight. Oh, they're so much cuter, dude. They really nailed it. But one of the reasons I wanted to show you guys this video is because it's called the cutest drop yet. And this is sort of a theme here. They also said the exact same thing in the blog post. The first features from our cutest drop yet. And that's kind of a tall claim because we just had the happy gas drop, and these guys are ridiculously cute. Not to mention Spring to Life with the like warm and cold chicken variants and stuff like that. So there's a lot of cute drops already. So if they're calling this the cutest drop ever, I think that it's safe to say we're probably gonna get some more cute features. So yeah, let's get into some predictions for the next drop. So first of all, I think because they just did so much work to make the babies cuter, and because Hermitcraft recently added a way to do this, I think they might add a way to keep animals babies forever. It's a feature that I've wanted in the game forever, and I know a lot of other people feel the same way, and if they just put all this work into making the baby mobs cuter and look awesome, and like make name tags easier so that you can keep them as pets, it just feels to me like there might be some way coming to make it so that they can stay babies forever. Now, there's two ways I think that they could do this. Obviously, it's been a long time since they added one of the name tag Easter eggs. So what I'm talking about there is like if you name a sheep Jeb, then it'll become like a rainbow sheep. Or if you name a mob Dinnerbone, it'll have that upside down texture instead. So maybe they could name, like you could have it so that if you name a mob like Tiny Agnes or something like that, then it becomes a baby forever and it never grows up. I could certainly see them doing that. The only downside with that is then you can't really name your baby pets because they would all have the name Tiny Agnes. So I actually think it's even more likely that it could be something like you give a baby like a spider eye or a fermented spider eye or something like that. And then once you feed them that, they like aren't able, like it stunts their growth or something. They're not able to grow up after that. But so yeah, I think it's pretty likely that there'll be some way to keep mobs as babies included in the drop. I could be wrong about this, but and then in terms of other like super obvious things for this drop, I mean, I can't think of that much other than I really want rabbits in super flat. Why don't rabbits spawn in plains biomes? It doesn't make any sense. Now would be the perfect time for them to make it so that rabbits can actually spawn in plains biomes again. That would just make me personally very happy. But let's get into like some more serious predictions. If we are going to get something cute, I think it could make a lot of sense for them to add in the Moobloom finally. I mean, I've thought this was gonna be added for a while now, and I've been wrong before, so they might not do this, but it certainly would fit with the cute theme of the update. I think the Spring to Life drop added a lot of things that were good for ambiance and exploration, but not so much things that really apply to like your farm back home at your base. So I could definitely see them adding like a new farm animal for the first time in forever or something like that. But so I've just been sort of like racking my brain to try to think of what are like the most heavily requested features that would fall into the cute category. And I can think of a couple. People really want a farming and cooking update. I did a few polls on my channel about which update should be next, and of course the end update always wins, but food and farming was quite popular, at least in the comments. Another one that maybe could fall into the cute category, although this is kind of a stretch, is like maybe like a fishing overhaul. I could see if they added like some sort of aquarium and a way to keep fish as pets. That would definitely fit in with like a whole fishing update where they add more different types of fish and maybe make the fishing mechanic a little bit more deep. Another super frequent feature request that I hear is like birds in the game. We don't really have any birds other than the parrots, so I could see them adding some sort of bird. But some of my reasoning behind this stuff actually comes from a server called Origin Realms. I haven't played on this server myself, but my girlfriend does, and we have noticed that a lot of the stuff Origin Realms adds, Minecraft ends up adding sometime later. So it almost seems like this server is weirdly good at predicting features for the game. So like, for example, I just talked about they could add birds, and that is one thing Origin Realms did add. There are these little birds' nests that can appear in trees, and there's different birds like blue jays and songbirds that appear. So the songbirds have 11 regional variants. I'm assuming that means like for each biome, and they each sing their own tune and sort of like fly together in flocks as they travel around the world. And they each have like their own unique egg that goes with them. I mean, they're super duper cool. I could certainly see something like this. Like, as you can see, these are the desert birds. These ones spawn in the cold biomes. These ones spawn in the forests. So songbirds in Origin Realms can be tamed with seeds and then bred with apples. Then once they're ready to nest, they're gonna collect twigs from the ground. Or you can give them the twigs directly. And then I wanted to show you guys the fishing as well. Origin Realms also did a fishing update. They added like an entire progression system to the fishing with badges, which is pretty cool. There's like a ton of different badges you can get. But more importantly, they added over 50 unique fish species to discover that spawn in all different biomes at different times of day and stuff like that. And the models are really, really cool. Now, I don't think Mojang's gonna add 50 new fish to the game. That would be insane. But I could definitely see them adding like maybe 1 or 2 and like an aquarium or something like that. And this Origin Realms update also revamped like the actual way that fishing works. There's like a whole brand new fishing system to make it a little bit more engaging. So, you know, just, oh yeah, and then there's these like trophy wall things where you can hang up your catch, which is also pretty cool. Could be a thing. But yeah, I don't know. To me, what would make most sense to go with the baby mobs is like just some sort of update that would add more to like being around your base, building a farm, like maybe like a trough for animals to eat out of, or like just some way to have more of a connection with your farm animals rather than just kind of throwing them in a pit. Like, it seems like with the personalities and the new sounds they're giving the mobs, and then letting players have name tags more accessible, like it seems like they want us to care more about the mobs and like have them as pets and form more of a connection with them. So it, like, I don't know, it just feels like it's gonna be an update that focuses more on like the home aspect. And again, this is footage from Origin Realms, which brings me to a whole other idea I have for this next drop. Traditionally, they've added a new wood type or a new biome like almost every year. So we got 1.19 bringing us the mangrove wood in the mangrove swamp biome. And then 1.20 had the cherry trees as part of the cherry biome. And then it wasn't until over a year ago now when we got the pale garden or the Garden Awakens drop, which added the Pale Garden biome and the Pale Oak Wood. So we're definitely gonna get like a new tree or biome this year, I think. It's just a question of will it be in this drop with the baby mobs or maybe one of the ones later in the year. But if they do add a new wood type or you know, something in this drop, even though it's not the fall, I just feel like the most heavily requested thing are trees with red, orange, yellow leaves, like some sort of autumn or maple biome. To me, this would really fit in with like the whole cute aesthetic that they're going for with this update, but I could be wrong. I will say it does feel like they've sort of gone back and tried to like bring back a lot of the features that they had sort of talked about or promised in the past that they never really got around to, sort of like they did with, you know, the archaeology finally coming in 1.19, or with the firefly bush finally coming in spring to life. So we could also maybe see a revamp to the birch forest. Like, I think that would sort of fit in with a lot of the cutesy stuff they're doing in this update and sort of fulfill that old promise. Okay, so my girlfriend actually just sent me all of like the different farming stuff that Origin Realms has added over the years. So we have eggplant, apple trees, banana trees, chili, corn, lettuce, mango trees, pineapple. In terms of like items that help with the farming, there's a watering can, which waters crops. That could be interesting to see like a watering system, although I don't really see that as being like super likely. Bag of soil can produce a bigger quantity of crops. Okay, that's interesting. Like some sort of way to like almost fertilize them to produce more per crop. They have planter boxes, which are different from farmland. That's kind of cool. And then sprinklers, that's pretty interesting. So I guess you can automate the watering system. She sent me a few screenshots here. Okay, so here are some of the crops. Like those are the pineapples, corn. I mean, corn I could see as like super likely. People have wanted corn in the game forever. This, I guess, is the interface for the planter box. So you like put things in these different slots. Kind of interesting. But yeah, of course, I don't know for sure what they're gonna add in the next drop or even what they're gonna call it. I'm just happy that they updated the rabbits and somehow I managed to put up a short about it on the exact same day, so I look like a prophet. Overall, the one I'm most certain of is like they'll probably add a way for mobs to stay babies. I'd be surprised if they didn't do that. The Moo Bloom, kind of a toss-up. They could do it. I don't know. I feel like they scored some easy points with the Copper Golem for a lot of people who really wanted that, so maybe the Moo Bloom could be similar. And then, yeah, just generally, like, we could get a tree or a new biome, or that could come later in the year. Hard to say. And then, yeah, if they do add some more features, I just feel like they're gonna somehow revolve around, like, farming, taking care of your animals, you know, raising a really cute little farm full of critters you actually care about instead of just like throwing them in an industrial machine. But yeah, I guess we'll see how this video ages. It might age pretty horribly. It probably will, because I'm probably not gonna be right twice, but we shall see. You know, only time will tell. I'm pretty excited to see what's in store for the rest of this next game drop. But yeah, guys, I think that's pretty much it. So yeah. See you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Peace out.